Welcome to the newest episode, the penultimate episode of the Mocarl Conman podcast. Woo! I'm sure that's supposed to sound like fan noise, but it does sound like we have a spooky ghost with us. I'm here joined, as always, by Conor.
Hello, Professor.
Alright. The ghost that you heard is Drisbowl finalist, Aztecs head coach, Farrelly. Welcome to the show, Del.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to get tired of that introduction. Drisbowl finalist.
Oh, yeah.
I said, who'd have thought? Certainly not me. I didn't even dare to dream.
I don't know, we were shouting your praises there early on this season, if I remember correctly. Isn't that right, Michael?
Yeah, well, that was hope more than expectation. You know, it was hope.
I think once you made the trade, I think the trade worked out very, very nice for you in terms of getting you to the final now.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the turning point. Like, maybe we were expecting, because initially you were like, let's just get these players in and like make the playoff. But now it's like, let's get these guys in. Looks like we're gonna, we have a chance to win.
Yeah. The pickup of Amari Cooper was sort of coincided with the trade as well.
Yeah.
It was about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was a good 2 weeks. Did what I had to do.
Yeah, good work there. Oh, out of nowhere. Although there was, I believe, claims very early that you had a good draft, and I think people mentioned your team a bit back when you had like 9 Patriots players.
Yeah, I was looking at, like you can go back and look at the draft predictions. And it tells you how well you did in your draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, it predicted like a 12-1 or something season and an A+ draft. So it was no doubt about it. John did me a solid with that. Much better than fucking Richie did last year.
Oh,
Richie.
Son of a bitch! You're gonna get your revenge.
Yeah, so was Dak Prescott. I forgot I had Dak Prescott on last year.
Oh yeah, you've brought him back. Brought him back into the fold. Del, would you say it has anything to do with his leadership skills?
Whose?
Dak Prescott's. You keep him around for 2 years, he's got to be doing something right.
It's more to do with his smile. He plays with a smile on his face. Even if he's throwing interceptions and sacks, he still keeps going. And, it's his persistence.
Yeah.
The last game last week, he had 3 or 4 points going into the last quarter. Anybody else at that stage would be deflated.
Yeah.
Not Dak Prescott. No, he just went ahead and threw another 3 touchdowns or something.
Yeah.
Which was solid.
So his positivity is integral to the team.
Yeah, his unknockdown ability. He can't be knocked down. He thinks maybe it's too stupid or something. I don't know, but he never knows when he's beat. Yeah, and I have a big decision to make this week. Do I play Tom Brady against Buffalo, or do I go with my gut and put Dak in? I don't know. I don't know what to do.
The Cowboys are at home, aren't they?
Yeah, so are the Patriots, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. The Bills' D is quite good, but Tom Brady at home against the Bills, it doesn't really matter who they are.
Yeah, that's the problem. If Brady was away, then the decision's made for me. But I know it's a tough one, and one I'm going to be mulling over for the next couple of days anyway.
Hopefully there's no bad answer. Hopefully both just do well.
Made the right choice this going with Brady. Even though we got 13 points, he still managed to outscore that.
Yeah.
Dak.
We'll get into the finer details of your match momentarily, Del. But what did you say to the boys at the end of last year to make them think they could go all the way to the final this year against Richie, of course, who you lost to at the last game of last season?
Well, I think the key was changing up 99% of the players.
Apart from that,
was a major thing. Not taking Duke Johnson instead of Nuke Johnson. That didn't happen this year, which was a big thing. My 3rd round pick was solid and not pure shit.
Yeah.
So I think that had a major factor. Plus, picking all the Patriots really had a good start. Not too bad if you've got some Patriots there,
Do you see, because there's obviously quite a bit of history between you and Richie now, considering the Duke Johnson situation and the Marina last year and now the Drisbowl this year. It seems like the start of a long-lasting rivalry. Surely one that supersedes your alleged one with the Crusaders.
Yeah, you see, Crusaders head coach Martin really, he's making it very difficult to have any kind of rivalry with him because, he keeps saying, yeah, say your sound out. I want you to win. And, it's very difficult to be like, oh, fuck you then, man. So, I think, there's a gap there. There's a hole that needs to be filled.
Yeah.
And that might be filled by Richie. Who knows?
I mean, it makes sense. Your team seem intricately. What was the word I used? Intricately entwined for the last maybe 2 years. So.
You could also use intrinsically. Would be a good word.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one I used. Congratulations to us all. We got there in the end. So it's just funny that the last 2 years or whatever, your two teams have just been,
shit and then good.
Yeah.
Equally shit and then equally good. And we both had a reasonably similar trajectory this season, starting off with wins and losses, no big runs to go on, sort of mediocre start off, and then with a few trades and a few waiver wire ads, and kind of restructured up both the teams reasonably well. I still can't believe how you didn't get there, Michael.
Yeah.
I can't, because it just took one bad week from Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
In the whole fucking season.
And Richie's...
that 1 week he had a bad week. Nobody could make up the fucking shortfall. It's shocking, considering who you have. I mean... It's a crazy game, this.
And then you even look at Baz's team too, and Richie's able to overcome, Baz's phenomenal team. We'll get into that as well. But looking here, Richie, and we forget because the season, it was weeks ago now, but Richie only had 4 wins all year, and now he's in the Drisbowl final. He's getting there on 6 wins is all he needed to get to the final.
I think I might have got 7 or 8.
Yeah, you got so you would have got 7 because you won 5 games.
Yeah.
And then you look at poor Baz, 13 wins, into the bye, loses the first game, 1 and done. He's going home. And same with me,
Did Baz even come close? Did he even come close to losing it up until that last game? At any point in the season, was there any close games with him? My 2 games with him were settled within 5 points combined.
In total, yeah.
And one of those was 150 to 147.
Ridiculous numbers. Are we making up numbers, Michael?
It's been a crazy year, you guys. I'm glad we've had the pod to break it all down. So it's I don't know. It's you said, what did you call it yesterday? What's the girl?
Cinderella story.
Cinderella story.
Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Caddyshack.
So true. So it's the Cinderella story for both you guys. It's pretty crazy. I don't know. I feel like this must happen in other leagues where the 2 worst teams go from the 2 worst to the 2 best. Sure, it can't just be a weird anomaly.
No. I mean, given the probably millions of leagues.
Yeah. And to have this...
Statistically, there's a very good chance.
And then to have a 13-0 season, it's all...
Yeah, that's definitely happened.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm sure there's leagues out there where,
crazier stuff has happened.
2 people have gone 13-0. Just happened to not play each other for whatever reason. I don't know.
Possibly. Who knows? And that has been I Wonder What Happens in Other Leagues corner.
Good corner.
Alright, so I'll tell you what, I have no news.
No
news. Del, have you news?
I have news on the murder of Will Smith from a couple of years ago. I was going to say seasons. A couple of seasons ago, murder was part of the game. Yeah, it turns out he was a dick and may have caused the whole fucking issue. So, but that's a whole other section.
What are you talking about?
You said, any other news? I was like, I got news on the death of Will Smith. I watched the documentary yesterday. It was excellent.
Oh, right. What was it?
Will Smith dead?
Yeah.
The singer was?
Well, no, former player with the Saints.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, yes. Yeah, that's a weird flex, as the kids say. I don't know. Full disclosure for the rest of the show, this one's peeled back. I don't really have many sound bites. Just there'll still be laugh tracks and stuff, but some people say it's because I've been working too much now that I don't have time. Other people say it's because I've lost kind of interest since I've been knocked out. And Conor, the truth is, it's both of those things.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It's a mixture.
Yeah.
A little from column A, a little from column B.
And on that note, let's move on to the games.
Luck, give it to Mack up the middle, and he's in. Touchdown.
Now it was Marlon Mack with the touchdown as the Aztecs reached their first ever Drisbowl final after coming back to beat the Astros 85-77 in Week 15. The game came down to a Monday night matchup between the Saints and Panthers as the Saints D and Curtis Samuel battled it out to see who could win it for their team. In the most impactful game in Drisbowl history, it was the Saints D that took the day, and in doing so take the Aztecs into the final. Conor, I want to get your thoughts on the most impactful game in Drisbowl history, the Saints-Panthers game.
Yeah, it was very interesting, wasn't it?
There was so much on the line for like everything, like every play.
Every game, or like every play could have changed the outcome of every game.
Yeah.
Well, actually, even Richie's and Barry's was getting close at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, because if Kamara got another TD, he would have got a whatever. But so like if the Panthers were going forward, Curtis Samuel was there, and Dell had the Saints D, and then when the Panthers were on offense, or on the Saints were on offense, it was like Richie and Barry's whole thing was there. And then what was it? John needed Shauna to not win with Cam Newton, and there's so many big plays. So the play I want to mention in this is I can't remember who actually got the interception, and I meant to look it up, but it was an interception for the Saints defense, I think in the second half, early in the second half, which kind of like set the tone for the rest of the game and set Dell up.
Yeah, because it brought Shauna down and brought Dell up.
Yeah.
And then something else.
And then it hurt you as well because it took the Panthers offense off the thing.
Well, talk to me.
Yeah, the Breeze turnover was so many big.
Man, I went from like I got a chance here to for fuck's sake, Drew Brees, you son of a bit. Oh wait, what? back in the game. Moments I had a chance, was definitely losing, and then had a really good chance. It's just mental.
Yeah, it's been happening.
I was trying to go to bed after the first quarter, and I ended up staying up till fucking 4:30 in the morning. Although I finished at 4:20.
Yeah, I remember you saying. It's funny the last few weeks, so literally every time you're like, oh well, I'm fucking done, this is bullshit. Within like 2 minutes, one of your guys got a touchdown, and it happened again on Sunday, I think. You were like, oh well, this is fucked, and then Marlon Mack got a touchdown, and I was like, every time now.
The game started, like 2 weeks ago, the game started with a touchdown for, is it Cameron Braid?
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there going, oh, Jesus Christ. And then another touchdown for Cameron Braid. I was like, if his fucking tight end is getting 2 touchdowns for him,
the rest of the team are going to go nuts.
Yeah, but then all the rest of his team, every one of them let him down practically.
Yeah.
Which was nice. And then last week, Keenan Allen goes off in the second quarter with a whole fucking 0 points.
Yeah.
The guy he brought in to replace, what's his name, Kareem Hunt's replacement.
Yeah.
Comes in and hits 25 points in the same game, and it's just.
Because did you see that?
Horrible start.
Did you see the after Williams got all those points on Thursday? On Friday morning, Danny Rowe ha 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 underneath the pickup or whatever.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, that's what that was. Hubris is everyone's downfall, Conor. We'll get into it later on. But hubris is what destroys people in this league. It happened to me. It happened to us all. Apart from Dell.
Stand by it.
Apart from Dell, who is always self-deprecating, and Richie, who I think he talked a bit of shit drinks too. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe my hubris thing, that's where it falls, the analogy. But yeah, so hubris got to Danny, who now loses at the second to last hurdle or whatever as well. Disappointing season for Danny.
Yes, the 3 top teams from the league are now out.
Yeah. So hubris befell Danny, and you know it befalls us all.
It befuddles.
I'm making up words,
Yeah. could be a word.
So, Del, if you want to... You mentioned Keenan Allen absolutely shat the bed for you. Marlon Mack obviously deserves a shout-out. He's been good for you for quite a bit of the season. He was injured for the start, and then just recently, the last maybe 6 or 7 weeks, he's put up a lot of consistent points for you.
Yeah, I stuck with Marlon Mack in the hope that, he would come back from injury and be pretty much the only running back that they had. And it worked out. I could have traded him off because he was injured for easily half the season, I think. So, yeah, I did well to stick by him. And he has been amazing. It's just been incredible since he came back.
Really good. Was he drafted or did you pick him up?
He was drafted injured, so he
Nice.
must have been way down the draft. John must have picked him up way down the draft.
Yeah,
he came through in a big tight spot. Especially his resurgence coincided with the Broncos realizing that Philip Lindsay was much better than Rice Freeman, and they just stopped giving Rice Freeman.
Yeah, that was an easy transition for you.
It's kind of inexplicable, because every time they give him the fucking ball, he got a touchdown throughout the season. And all of a sudden, I was like, nah, this guy gets touchdowns from like 60 yards, so we'll just give it to him instead.
They're not getting close.
Enough. You can't argue with that. It's nothing that Rice Freeman did. Whenever he got the chance, he did well enough. But he started to decline as Marlon Mack started to come back into it.
Yeah.
Another. James White, he's faded towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
That probably to take the job in. So for half the season, my running backs were doing fairly well, and my wide receivers were doing terrible. Speaking of my wide receivers, Doug Baldwin got an awful lot of points in John's bench.
I think you got like 2 touchdowns or something like that.
I think he might, honestly, you need to go back and check, but I think he might have got as many points in the last game as he did while he was with me for the whole season.
Conor's getting it up there.
I'm pretty sure. If he has more, if he's more points with me, then it's got to be pretty close.
It's close. It's definitely close.
Yeah,
whatever, it depends on when you let him go.
He had a couple of games where he got like maybe 10, 11 points, but mostly threes and twos.
I think the 2 of those big ones kind of came after Della let him go.
I think he might have had one of those games with me, maybe. I don't recall him ever doing anything for me, and he almost screwed John over on his bench. So.
And now you have Devontae Adams in there, Del, from that trade.
I do. Devontae
14 points.
Solid, if not spectacular. He's pretty much. He didn't get a touchdown there in the last game, but he still got close to 100 yards. And Nick Chubb didn't get a touchdown, but he still got 100 yards rushing.
Yeah.
So 2 solid pickups, guaranteeing me at least 10 points each a week, which was probably covered what I was getting from Zeke. So
yeah,
I think the trade. But plus, I got a pick of yours for next draft. Which will be fun.
Zeke wouldn't have gotten you the points to win anyway. I don't think.
No.
So there you go. Good work. You solved the Rubik's Cube of life.
I did.
Gronk had a quiet game. Cooper had a quiet game. Butker had a quiet game. You're 85. It's funny because 85 points, and I think it's been weird for the last 2 weeks, but no kind of huge score. Well, you got a big score last week, but even this week, 85 to 77, and what was it 107 to?
Well, the 2 teams going to the Drisbowl final now scored less points this week than the 2 teams going to the Marina. Which is frustrating.
If only you'd got to the other one. If only you'd won one more game.
Comes into question, should we reverse the finals now?
Oh, I think we definitely should.
Yeah, I think so.
Del, what's your vote?
You can vote either the dicks. It's not happening.
I'm just going to edit in. Yes. 85 points. I just see if Jazanthan, Jimmy White you mentioned was having a quiet season. Dak had a quiet game. Hooper 0 points. Godwin 0 points. Yeah, so nothing really on your bench, which makes you feel good that you made all the right calls then.
Yeah, thankfully, because my bench is atrocious, so everybody needs to stay fit.
Yeah.
It was sort of a hip pointer injury, and he was there for the rest of the game, sat on the sideline, so he wasn't rushed off the hospital or wrapped up in any kind of cotton wool or anything. So it looks like he'll be all right. So if everybody stays fit, I think I'm going to go with the same name. I don't know, Dak. I'm thinking about putting Dak in, and I'm looking at Gronk against Buffalo as well. But again, like you said, they're both at home, so it's just an impossible. Two decisions to make.
Dale, you mentioned in a instant messenger app that Tom Brady, of course, Conor, I don't know if you'd realise this, was this his third Drisbowl final? Third one, yeah. So, and he's never lost to one, Dale, which bodes well for you.
Oh, you don't want to be jinxing it. You don't know, like, there could be someone on Richie's team who's been to a couple of finals and never lost, you know?
I haven't looked at it.
We'd have to go back.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Did you see?
Damn.
My other option was Dak Prescott against Tampa Bay, and he's coming off his worst fantasy, or his worst week so far.
Yeah. Completely different animal at home.
Basically, every second week he's been throwing out 30 burgers. So I don't know what to do. I don't know. But I have some time to think about it, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. On the flip side, there's 3 or 4 more days of me fucking freaking out over what to do.
I'm sure we'll hear about it all. Alright, let's talk about Danny's team for a second. So, Conor, if you'll recall our mermaid analogies that we like to do.
Okay, here we go.
This is a mermaid.
This is a
female top.
Yeah.
Fish body, not grey face.
No.
Butter face.
She's got a nice rack in her.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Nice work of lamb. She's looking good. And then from the waist down, complete fish. And Danny's team, alright, so Andrew Luck had a quiet game. He also had Phil Rivers on the bench though, didn't he?
Yeah,
or Matt Ryan. And if he played Matt Ryan, he would have won.
In a big spot.
So Andrew Luck comes back to bite him in the ass. Obviously, we've already mentioned Williams getting 24 points and Daddy laughing and then it backfiring. David Johnson has gotten spicy in the last 2 weeks, I think. So 16 points. So when he has 16, Mike Evans has 12 and Williams has 24, you think you're looking good, and then this is where the fish part comes in. Downtown John Brown, I stand by the fact he hasn't had a good game since that big week against me. Njoku, he's actually had an okay season. Curtis Samuel, Conor, this is the other guy in the game that we were all watching.
Yeah.
He didn't have a good game. I think he only got 2 receptions for 25 yards. So he, with the Saints D getting 13, he needed to have quite a big game anyway.
Yeah, if he had got a touchdown there, that would have
negated it. Yeah,
it would have brought down the Saints.
Yeah,
D points.
But at no point was that Panthers offense looked like.
No.
It was Christian McCaffrey and just that was it. He even threw the touchdown. Don't worry, Conor, we'll get to it.
I don't want to get to it.
Justin Tucker, 8 points. The Rams, of course, he was let down by just a 1 point because if they had a good game as well, like everyone was expecting, because he had Samuel and Rams going into the Sunday night game, and then the Rams boned him, and Samuel did, and the Saints did it for Dell. Huzzah!
Over the Saints.
And then, so we mentioned Matt Ryan, Jimmy Graham, Conor. I think if you had Jimmy Graham, you also would have lost this week because he didn't do well either.
No, I would have won.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait, what did your tight end score?
0.8.
Oh God. Oh boy. Alright, Odell Beckham was injured. Josh Reynolds 7 points, Eckler 0 points, and John Kelly, the running back, got 4 yards. A great day for the community of RD Dell. Just looking at the way the match played out, you were behind until the Monday night game when the Saints got the automatic 10 points, you took the lead. And then so from being behind for most of the game, 10 points, and you just win.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, the touchdown went from, I think it was 12 points down to 6. At that stage, it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And luckily for me, they ended up with 13. The interception.
That interception.
3 sacks.
4 sacks, yeah.
The interception was definitely the point where it turned in my favour.
Yeah, because remember I mentioned it was a 6-point swing that you would have lost 4 points, and then
it didn't even matter who got the touchdown.
And you got the 2, yeah.
The touchdown, I would have been really boned, but even if he didn't, I was still in a tight spot then. But luckily for me,
because if you
some gentleman stepped up and intercepted that ball and said, "There you go, Dal. That's for you."
Yeah, because if you didn't have that 6 points, you're likely not winning that. So again, that interception, biggest interception in RD Aztecs history.
Yeah, it's definitely going into the Hall of Fame.
We'll have to do a little Dristery podcast eventually about this one matchup and just all the things. So Conor and Del, I have no extra notes, so let's move on.
I think actually just before you go, Del has to go to the optometrist. I think he actually just left while you were just looking at your notes there.
Oh, no way. Okay. So is he coming back?
We will discover that. He should be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm a fucking tenterhooks now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect.
I believe he's using our coupon to get a discount
Of course.
at the optometrist.
I mean, you gotta, what if it's there? You gotta take the coupon.
Yeah. I just said it to him when you were looking at your notes. He's like, "Oh shit, I better go do that."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened there.
Late night optometry, man. The money is unreal. Alright, well, fuck it. Let's move on anyway.
Empty backfield once again for Atlanta. Zone! Diving catch! Julio Jones! Touchdown!
It was Julio Jones with the scores. The Dragons did the impossible as they overcame the undefeated Warriors in an 88-80 win for the Dublin-based team. Coming down to the Saints-Panthers game again, the Warriors needed Kamara to best Breeze and Ingram and Lutz if they would have a chance. And had he scored another TD, it's likely they would be home and dry. The Dragons now move on to a replay of last year's Marina as they face the Aztecs in Week 16. Conor,
Yeah,
Baz is done.
he's done.
Like the implications, or what's the shockwaves?
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's Richie is David and Baz is Goliath.
So it's very impressive. Now, you famously claimed that Barry wouldn't lose at all.
I don't recall that.
I believe that you said that he's just not going to lose.
I think I said he wouldn't get to the final as well.
I think you've also been I think you've been playing both sides.
Yeah. It's what's that word? Dichotomy.
Yeah.
So two sides to
It's the same
something.
coin.
Yeah. That's me. I'm a dichotomous character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the end, podcasting.
One. It's a get for the podcast.
It's breaking news, exclusive. Yeah. You know, you got to get those clicks or whatever.
We're taking this medium to new levels. Fuck you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So Danny's or Barry's out.
Yeah. So Barry's done. 13 wins
This season.
Yeah. So do you think the pressure gets to him?
I think what happened is on the week off, they probably were gluttonous and slothful.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 2 of your deadly sins.
That's
right
two
there.
sins right there.
I
That's not
can't,
good.
I can't remember the other 5, but I'm sure they might have committed some of them.
Isn't like arrogance or something one?
Pride, yeah.
Pride, because that cometh before the fall.
That's it, exactly.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Is hubris in that one?
No,
not a deadly sin.
That's probably included in
Like the
pride.
second.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a second level kind of sin.
Maybe,
it's not
maybe.
deadly, but like it might maim you.
Well, you got 3 out of 7 there. You're nearly halfway there.
Yeah.
So
And if we could remember the others, who knows?
Yeah.
Lustful? Is that
that's
that
what
could
I'm.
be one?
I don't know.
Who isn't lustful at some stage, if we're completely honest? Come on now. Come back to us, God. But he falls at the penultimate hurdle, Conor, if we were
one.
to use racing terminology, which I don't think we should do,
No,
because
this
it's
isn't a
not
race.
like a race.
It's a marathon.
It's more like a political debate
Oh, okay.
of wits
Sure.
and gusto. And it's
Okay.
safe to say that Richie had more gusto.
More gusto and more points. which
Even more important.
is even more important
Yeah.
than gusto, you know.
So, what's going on with Breeze and Ingram?
Your theory has been
Completely
shattered.
blown asunder.
As soon as you mentioned it, it's gone. It's done.
They've just, the two of them have teamed up to do absolutely nothing the last couple of weeks, and Richie just keeps rolling on through with everyone else just doing the job.
The Derrick Henry theory, though, is going strong.
Oh yeah. So the question is, do you play him next week?
Oh, that's it. That's
Because it's worked for you 2 weeks in a row. Now, admittedly, if you played him both those weeks, it would have went a lot better. But maybe he doesn't get those points if you do play
Yeah,
him.
who knows? Who could ever know? We can't tell the future. Except if you're listening to this after Monday night next week.
Yeah.
Then
In which case,
tell us who wins so
And-
we can mention it now.
and send us the lotto numbers.
Nah, I don't need them.
You know them?
No, don't give them to him.
Be fucking Irish lotto anyway. It'd be no good to us. So 6 points for Breeze, 7.5 for Ingram. Not great, but it doesn't matter because Chris Carson has a great game. He got 130 rushing yards or scrimmage yards and a TD. Julio Jones got a TD and a touchdown, or TD and a touchdown, TD and 82 yards. Diggs got a touchdown. Stuart T. Kittle, only 5 points. It was still more than Ertz though, so that was okay. Jules had 9. Conor, what did I always say about Jules? He's going to get you those 9 to 13 points. I know he got that 14 that one time, and you won't let me live it down, Conor. But come on now,
I've been keeping track.
son of a bitch. Well, of course you can. Everyone can.
Nah,
The website does it
better.
The Sluts got 6 and the Bears got 8. Again, 88 points. So not monster scores. All the monster scores seems to have came.
From our matches.
Yeah,
And fucking you.
yeah.
I think you were the top scorer this week.
No, I don't think so. I think John got higher. What did I get? I think I might be 2.
Cougar, yeah, second. Cougar
Yeah.
was top, yeah.
No good, Daniels.
No, absolutely not.
So Barry's team, how did Barry lose this game, Conor? And you look at Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill on Thursday. That game sets the tone for the rest of them. They got 22 points between them, when on average these guys are probably getting fucking nearly 40
Yeah.
points.
Oh, at least.
Yeah. On well, obviously, on a bad day.
Yeah,
You
there's
know,
been
it's an
weeks
average.
they got like 50, 60 points.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Possibly 70, if we're honest. So they only get 22 points. Leonard Fournette, who came back and was doing really well in the regular season, then he got sent off, and then I think he got like injured or fuck all points. Anyway, he only gets 6.5 points again. So that's another letdown. Adam Thielen, who was super reliable on like the whole year, only gets 2 points. Juju only gets 4 points. Zach Ertz, who's been a really good tight end for him, only gets 2 points. Jake Elliott, the kicker, comes up in a big spot and like makes this respectable 14 points. The Jags, the 11 points. So Conor, what's going on? He was just let down.
Yeah. It's like I say, it's that week off. When you let your team off for a week, just with free reign,
Yeah,
eating ice cream,
Yeah.
you know, playing Fortnite,
yeah.
doing the Fortnite dances. I
Getting sued
heard
for
that-
the Fortnite dances.
That's it. I heard Thielen actually injured a bone spur doing one of the Fortnite dances.
Ah,
So
son of a
that's an
bitch.
exclusive. That's a Mocarl Conman exclusive.
Don't look that up though.
No, well, it's only here you'll hear it.
Yeah, it hasn't reached mainstream media yet. I'm just finding out
They
myself.
won't cover it. They won't cover
Oh,
it. They don't cover
fucking
these stories.
MSM, huh? QAnon is the guy who knows, I'll tell you that much. On Baz's bench, so there is a way he could have won this if
Yeah?
he played Bobby Woods instead of Thielen, right? So that's, say, 7 points or whatever. And then if he'd played the Vikings D, I think that would have been enough to seal it for him.
Or Deshaun Watson.
Or Deshaun Watson, sorry.
Yeah.
I should have just, if you just played Deshaun Watson, it would have been a lot
Yeah.
easier. So unfortunate for Barry. And now he's out. And this is the second season where he's been knocked out in the playoffs. Which
Yeah.
I guess is good, your first 2 seasons you want to... I guess we judge him by too high a standard is what I'm saying, Conor. He's new to the league. And he's been to the divisional playoffs twice.
Yeah.
The main final once.
Yep.
And he's lost like 5 games in total in the regular season. So probably less. 4.
Yeah, well, that depends how he comes back next year. He could come back like, the Joker in Batman with a vengeance, out with blood in his nostrils,
Yeah.
swimming around, black eye. I'm thinking of a shark, actually.
Yeah,
I was thinking of Jaws there.
Are you thinking of the
Jaws,
shark from the Batman movie, Batman 96, 1966?
who saves them from a bomb? Oh no, that was a
it's
porpoise.
you get the Oh, the almost human porpoise.
True, Robin. It was noble of that animal to hurl himself into the path of that final torpedo. He gave his life for ours.
No, it's the shark is the shark repellent.
The shark repellent, yeah. Now I remember.
It's such a great movie. That should be a Christmas movie.
Back to my point, yeah, he'll either come like the Joker, or he may be like at the end of Dodgeball where Ben Stiller's a big fat guy.
Yeah.
I think that's in store for Barry.
Yeah.
Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, and Danny too, probably.
Maybe,
if
yeah.
I'm completely honest.
I mean, Christmas is coming.
The geese are getting fat.
Are they the geese?
No, we'll get on to the goose.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we mentioned Derrick Henry. So, if you play Derrick Henry, this game is beyond doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so they're playing the Redskins next week, who have quite a good defense, but they have zero offense. And I think they've got... No, actually, they won last week. But so, he's going to play him. He's in his team, I'm pretty sure. So, we'll see if it works. There's a lot of...
Serendipity?
Sure. That's not what I'm looking for, but who cares? Oh, yeah. And then the other thing is this is the first game that Barry's ever lost. Barry's ever lost to Richie.
Oh, so that's 2 undefeated streaks that Richie's taken off Baz. Oh. Unlucky Baz. Hang your head in shame. For shame.
Maybe fucking Richie's just setting up rivalries with everyone. Like Dell now, and then Barry just fucking his shit up.
Yeah.
And then I don't particularly like that he beat me either, but I'm not going to hold that against him.
I'm indifferent.
You shouldn't be. I don't know. We'll get into it.
Yeah. Save it for the pod.
Save it for the afterbit pod. So I think that's what we got to talk about in that game. Anything else, Conor, in terms of legacy, or I think we might have discussed it all. I think from worst to best, the Aztecs and the Dragons.
Yeah.
Oh, this is one very crucial thing that I think we need to think about. I'm going to pose it to you now.
Here we go.
Who would win in a fight? A dragon or the Aztecs?
What kind of dragon is it?
Say a big scary one.
Is it a European dragon?
I'll give you one of the Harry Potter ones, whatever one you want.
I'm going to say the dragon because the Europeans wiped out the Aztecs with, the flu.
Yeah.
So if that's a European dragon and he has a flu, he doesn't need to go around breathing fire or anything.
Cross species, I think it's
contamination.
I think it's difficult to actually get the...
Well, he could have mad cow disease that can transfer to humans.
Yeah.
I'd still probably go with the dragon.
Yeah. Just...
Harry Potter had magic and he couldn't fucking beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The correct answer, of course, is the Aztecs.
How so?
Dragons aren't real. And let's move on.
It's Cook. Turns the corner. Dalvin Cook. Touchdown. Good block from Ham.
That was Dalvin Cook with the score, as he got 2 touchdowns on the way to a 0.8 win over the Titans that sees the Killers survive the dreaded Marina Bowl. Christian McCaffrey needed just 9 more yards for the Titans to take the game, but he couldn't manage it as the Saints ran down the clock in what must be the most impactful game in Drisbowl history. The Titans head to their first Marina Bowl and will hope his team can scrape through one more win to save them from infamy. Conor, I'm sure you have a lot to say about this game.
I've nothing to say about this game. Let's move on.
Do you think your hubris played a part?
No, it played no part. I'll tell you what played a part in this game. Dalvin Cook suddenly deciding he wants to be an elite running back. Where did that come from? This whole too many cooks thing. I go back on my word. You have too many cooks. The no cooks. That's how many cooks you should have. Get rid of all your cooks. As well as that, Lamar Miller, Eric Ebron, and Stephen Gostowski all had the worst games of the year.
Oh, no way.
So annoyed. If one of them had a bad game, I would have been annoyed. But all 3 of them. Gostowski had only 2 converted kicks. The last time that happened was week 3.
Jeez. Yeah, and Lamar Miller, who's been good for the last few weeks,
Yeah,
just 8
he's
yards.
been sketchy most of the year, but I kept him in instead of Demarius Thomas because he's been good the last few weeks. And he didn't even get me a point.
What did Demarius Thomas get?
5 maybe.
Oh, Jesus. And obviously that would have won it for you.
Yeah.
It's like, if you played Lat Murray, it would have won it for you.
That would have been,
only 2.
Been so sweet to get a fucking Vikings player.
Yeah.
As this sweetener.
And if Lat Murray had scored more points, Cook probably would have got less and would have won it for you too. So there's so much going on. And
my God.
It just came down to that. Remember the end drive or whatever with Cam Newton. So there was like 2 minutes left. It was 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and they could have called the timeout, and they didn't. And I think if they'd taken that 20 seconds, they would have got another chance to get it to McCaffrey. I think he dropped the ball as well.
Yeah, he needed to make up 22 yards, and I think he made up 14 or something like that
13,
in the last bit. Actually, just while we have Del here, your man from Indianapolis taking all Ebron's points as well.
Marlon Mack?
Yeah, I was going to say that. Why are you going to play Eric Ebron when Marlon Mack's on the field?
He's got me there.
Marlon Mack. Mack isn't even a name. It's the start of a name.
Yeah.
It's like, what's his name? It's Mack. Oh, Mack what? Oh, no, just Mack.
His name is Marlon Anorak, but they shorten it.
Conor, you started off well on Thursday night.
Yeah, that's where the hubris came from.
Obviously, that's, hubris ensued after that. Nearly 30 points from Mike Williams.
Yeah, pretty sure he had his best game of the year as well.
Yeah,
so
he does it, gets 30 points, you're feeling good, you make some snarky comments.
Oh, yeah.
I believe we did what was the joke we made? You said something about raw beef is done, and I was like, put a fork in him.
Oh, yeah.
He's cooked.
Oh, yeah. I was like, chop him up, put some vegetables in, baby. You got a stew
going.
Whoa. There's still plenty of meat on that bone. Now you take this home, throw it in a pot, add some broth, a potato. Baby, you got a stew going.
I think I'd like my money back.
Not gonna lie, I was drunk when I was writing that.
What were you doing there?
I was drinking.
Where?
I was out with Megan.
Oh, right,
doing the 12 pubs.
Oh, on Saturday.
We did like 5 pubs, yeah.
And then Mitch got you nearly 20 points, which is pretty sweet too.
Yeah,
that's decent.
I was nervous about him. His last couple of weeks, he only got like 3 or 4 points.
So you get 19.
Well,
obviously, if you got 20, you would have won. But
look,
we can't keep going back to that. Well, Dougie Martin only got 4 points. Christian McCaffrey, obviously, you mentioned he got 18. If you got 19, obviously, Tyler Boyd 10 points. And then the rest of your team kind of showed. Oh, the Chiefs got 9 too. Just you must be shook.
Very, very angry. I had an angry sleep on Sunday night.
Yeah. Martin suggested that you're more invested now than you were in the regular season.
Oh, I mean, after like 5 or 6 weeks in the regular season, I was like, that's it, I'm out. I'm done. I don't care. That's good. Like, I was talking about blitzing my team like since about week 5. But I always held on just in case.
Yeah.
And I nearly made it. I was one fucking win away.
Yeah. But now you're up against Shauna next week.
Del, I'm gonna not be Hugh Berwick.
Del, who have you got next week? Sean against Conor.
Well, Sean was the second highest scorer among people playing this week. So,
yeah.
Unfortunate for her that she was playing the
highest scorer.
Jan, yeah.
Be interesting next week.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's probably going to come down to Christian McCaffrey again and whether or not Eric Ebron gets a touch.
You tell Mac to lay off.
Lay off. Let Ebron do it.
It depends on the matchups as well. I mean, McCaffrey against Atlanta, he could have a fucking field day.
Yeah.
He could put up serious points there. And you've got Lamar Miller at Philadelphia, who could definitely get more than 9.68 points projected for him.
Mitch against San Francisco as well. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Tyler Boyd against Cleveland. That's kind of a derby game, so you'd be hoping, but that Cleveland team is actually quite good now. Doug Martin against Denver. Don't know about that.
Chiefs against the Seahawks. If the Seahawks played the way they did this week, Chiefs could have a good day.
Yeah, that's true. But I think they'd also be fired up for that too. Have you got another defense?
No.
It might be something to look at. There might be something there on the waiver wire. The Panthers, of course. Speaking of the Saints-Panthers game, the Panthers got the golden snitch on the waiver wire.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that, though?
No, I didn't see it. I wasn't watching the game. I couldn't get a
Oh, right.
so I was watching the app, so I don't really know what the fuck was going on. I was just watching points go up and down.
Yeah, well, they ended up getting a golden snitch, so they got an extra 25 points. I think they ended up 33 points, maybe? The Panthers did, just on the waiver wire. So if anyone had the Panthers defense, that would have absolutely flipped any of the games.
Oh yeah, totally. completely unorderly.
The graph is hilarious. The graph is like they don't get over 10 points the whole season, and then it's boom, 33 points.
More even, is it?
What did they end up getting? 36
points. Oh my god.
Jesus, from a defense, that's 3 weeks worth of points if you're
Yeah.
doing well.
So let's have a look at Robbie Faye's team. So his boys from the Minnesota Vikings, I got him 38 points all. Oh no, what's that? 43? I can't do math. Yeah, 43 points combined, so that's pretty good. So that's
points.
Yeah. The Snowplow let him down with 4 points. Jarvis Landry, who I feel we mentioned as the player who hasn't been good all year, he got nearly 4 points. One of the cooks who teamed up to Bone U, 6 points. Evan Ingram, 7.5. Jay Howe in a big spot, Conor, for Rob. They've had their problems in the past.
Yeah, fuck him.
Greg DeLay got 11 points in the kicker battle, Conor.
Yeah.
Now, you've always proclaimed that Ghost was the one true king of kicking, and he let you down in a big spot here against...
Do you know, he didn't let me down. The fucking Patriots let me down.
Yeah.
By not getting any fucking touchdowns that he could do PATs for.
Yeah.
Or field goals. Yeah, it's your fault, Michael, with your precious Patriots. Ooh, I love the Patriots.
That does sound like... That does sound like me, though.
So
cool.
would you say you're haunted by the ghost, Conor?
No.
And you still going to pick him next year?
Oh yeah, round
Yeah.
6.
There's no animosity for him now that
No,
he couldn't get one more point?
No,
Okay.
I blame Tom Brady.
I guess if he does
Another player on fucking Dell's team, so that's 2 now.
it...
We'll get through all your team, Dell, and work out how they lost me the game.
rivalry again now. Dell's got another rivalry. You get to the top and people come for you.
It's coming at me. Come at me, bro. You'll have to wait till next season.
Oh, you gotta come with the king. You best not miss, or whatever that phrase is.
That was it.
Yeah, that's the one. The Texans got 6 points. Let's look at the Rob's bench too. So Rodgers got 13, but only on the bench. Keenum 12. The 3 quarterbacks, Conor.
Yeah,
It's a genius move when you really think about it.
sure.
Has it lost this season? Do we know?
Yes.
Almost certainly with
Oh,
Shawnee,
yes,
yeah.
yes, definitely.
Because I think a couple other people have gotten away with it.
Yeah, I just don't know why though.
To have, I mean, you had 3 for a while, didn't you?
No.
You sure you had Rodgers, Trubisky, and I think
I think
someone else?
when one was injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had 2 injuries, I think.
Yeah.
But that was for 1 week, like.
So maybe you need lots of cooks in the kitchen and 3 quarterbacks, who are the, of course, proverbial cooks of plays.
Head chefs, if you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Gordon Ramsay of football.
Oh yeah.
Del, have you a take on this?
I had 3 quarterbacks for 1 game in the season, like Conor. It was because Brady was on a bye, and I picked up Jameis Winston to cover him, and Jameis Winston turned out to be insanely erratic, throwing as many interceptions as he did touchdowns. So when
You
it
say
came up,
you say
I went,
turns out. I think he was always that.
Yeah, but hope springs eternal. You'd hope he'd come back after his suspension and be like, right, I got a chance to do this again. I'm going to get my head down. No, just firing balls around the place like a child. Some of them was coming off, some of them weren't. So I didn't really trust him when I picked up Dak Prescott. And no, I picked up somebody else, but I basically ended up dropping 2 of them and picking up Dak Prescott. And I don't see why you would have 3 though.
It's no good.
Three when your main quarterback's on a bye week. Yeah, unless you want to be rolling quarterbacks, which is fair enough if you want to take that risk. But I certainly won't be taking that risk.
Conor, your record against Rob, we figured out, was 7-2.
Yeah.
Of course, you lost all 3 games to him this year. I guess it keeps coming back to that time you did the song.
I don't think that had any bearing on it at all.
I think it really to do with that.
And my question would be, going forward, are you going to do any more songs like that? And if so, will you wait until you actually win the game before you produce these songs?
No, I'll probably just make more songs.
Regardless.
One for every team.
Okay.
And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just play it whenever you get a win. Yeah.
No, I'll play them at the start of the season.
Okay.
in a numeric manner.
You can go undefeated,
Yeah.
then, probably. It's mind games. You
I
get
could
people's
go
heads.
unwinning.
Yeah, like Claire. Then we got to kick you out of the league. That's the rule. If you
yeah.
don't win a game, you gone. You banged. So, is this your first time in the Marina Bowl?
Sadly, yes.
We've never had a repeat winner, and we won't again this year because it's you and Shauna.
Yeah.
She could be the first champion to win the Marina.
Could be.
I don't know if there's any main significance with you, just other than you'd be
Former
there.
finalist.
Yeah. So maybe it's kind of the new dawn of people. Dell's been here from the start.
Did you just say former quarter finalist?
Former
Former
finalist.
finalist.
He got to the final in
Former
the first.
finalist. All right, because I was thinking quarter finalists.
Basically, everyone's been quarter finalist at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone has. Well, that's it. So it's a highly anticipated game next week. We can't wait, I'm sure.
All eyes will be on the Marina Bowl, and then we might, have a look at
glance
the
at the-
Drisbowl if we have time.
Of course, it's over Christmas. Christmas Eve is the last game.
Yeah.
So we'll be in the pub watching that last game. I wonder if you got anyone. I'm not sure what the matchups
Yeah, if I
are.
win it, I'm going for a drink.
Monday, is it?
Christmas Eve is Monday, yeah.
Let's have a check. Monday night games.
So Monday night game. What will we be watching in the bar?
Oakland and Denver. We won't be watching that anywhere at any point.
No, nor would we want to. It's a terrible game. And on that note, Conor, and let's move on.
Here's Coleman, broke a tackle, still going. Tevin Coleman all the way, 43 yards for a Falcons touchdown.
That was Tevin Conman with the score as he comes up in the biggest spots of the year as the Cougars scrape by the Sharks in a 107-99 point affair. The game came down to whether Cam Newton could score 14 points to take the win back to Belfast, but an all-round terrible display for the Panthers QB meant that the Cougars get the spoils. The Sharks now head to Marina in Week 16 to face the Titans. Should they lose, the Sharks would become the first team in Drisbowl history to win a Driss before winning a Marina. Conor, this game came down to the Saints-Panthers game again.
As they all did. I think an important change was made on the Cougars team on the last day when he took out his injured player, James Conor.
Yes.
Put in Samuels, who got 17 points. His top scorer apart from Coleman.
Oh, that's a very astute observation. I think in the end of the day, we all win, apart from Shauna.
Apart from me, because you might beat me in the thing.
Wouldn't John have beaten you too,
Oh, God,
probably?
Don't talk stupid.
You son of a bitch, gotta keep the hubris down. Oh, God damn it. But John gets the win, 107-99.
And if we go with our mermaid analogy for Shauna's team, it is basically a fish that has had its head chopped off.
Yeah. Right, it's got a nice rack of lamb there, I think, too.
Well, yeah,
It's a fish with nice rack of lamb.
still decapitated.
Yeah, Cam Newton got 4 points. Chris Ivory got 0. Yeah, so Shauna, of course, didn't play anyone either.
Yeah, she had a 0 player.
Yeah, she could have played Dede Westbrook, I believe. Peyton Barber in. Yeah, that would have won it for her. Yeah, so Joe Mixon, J-Mix as Shauna calls him, and D-Hop got, 54 points? Oh my god. So that's over half her team. Yeah, they combined for the most amount of points for any two players too. And the nuke... No, I don't know. No, neither of these games were early. So Shauna had no hubris. Good work, Shauna. Oh wait, no, you lost anyway. So they got 54. Corey Davis, again Conor. He's an imposter of a man, we think. The real Corey Davis got back in the building for about 2 weeks. They shut that shit down. They got the old guy back in.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to play football.
Still scored more than Ebron and Miller, though.
That's also true.
So, I'll trade you those two players for Corey Davis, Shauna.
We can't now. It's too late.
Yeah.
Too late to apologise. Del, how do you feel about Tim Burton playing tight end?
Tim Burton.
Yeah, the director Tim Burton. He got 10 points.
Firstly, I'm impressed that a man of his age could make the very uneasy transition from filmmaking to tight end in the NFL. Fair play to him on that one. But what do I think about...
Just him in general, like he's very old, very brittle. And yet he gets 10 points. So the question is tight end an easy position to play?
Well, it's clearly not. Gronk hasn't been able to play tight end for most of the season, and he's been doing it for years.
He is held together with... He's held together with sellotape and dreams.
Yeah, and he managed to outscore my other tight end, my backup tight end on the bench, Hooper.
He got 0 points.
Hooper got no points, which is, that's two players. I think that's two players on my team this week. One starting and one on the bench that just inexplicably got no points. I suppose the injury to Allen kind of is explainable, but to not even get one target, or to not even catch one target for a yard, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
Let's not get into tiny point differentials around Conor.
What was that?
He was just saying that how his guys got no points. And I'm like, Conor has problems too.
Differential envy.
Peyton Barber got 15 points for Shauna. He's been good the last couple of weeks, so good work, Shauna, with Peyton Barber. Cody Parkey got 6, Raven 7, 99 points. So yeah, she would have beaten pretty much everyone else that was playing.
Yeah.
And she just happened to play against John, who got 107 points. Conor, talk us through John's scores.
As in...
what's going on?
Well, he got a lot of them. And if you add them all up, they equal just over 117 points, which was more than Shauna's 99 points. I don't know if you're good with integers, but the 107 is actually higher than 99.
Okay, I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
What I will mention is Tevin Coleman came up in a big spot. 145 yards and a touchdown to take John out of the Marina chances. That trade at the end works out for him, kind of.
Just looking actually at the recap here, it has it listed as John is now going for the consolation championship. NFL obviously think that
Oh yeah.
They think it's a big honor to win this lower championship, but no, it's all about just not losing.
Yeah,
and getting to the arena.
Yeah, John
it's like a race to the bottom or a race from the bottom.
Yeah, John doesn't care what happens in next week's game against whoever he's playing.
Well, he's playing Rob, so it's got that table rivalry.
Yeah.
The northeast
shit teams hold on to.
Here's
that was nice.
Here's what I wanted to mention, Conor. Goose Edwards. 16 points in a big spot for John as well. That's the Goose.
Yeah, I thought that was, I think I mentioned in the chat, I thought it was film director Gareth Edwards of Godzilla fame.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the Goose. The Goose was loose in the hoose, and he got John the win.
That's what you need.
That's patented Mocarl Conman.
Let your Goose loose, he'll get you a touchdown.
Oh, John's boy Tyler Lockett, who's been a good contributor all year, only got 6 points.
Yeah.
Kenny G, 146 yards, Conor. Great man.
Good.
Jared Cook only got 23 yards. Jay Samuels, what's that fucker's name again? Jeremy. Jalen Samuel.
It looks like Drake's southern brother.
Oh yeah, so he does look like. So he came in for James Connors and he got 17 points. Mason Crosby got 9. Broncos got 8.
Isn't Mason Crosby the name of the Walmart kid?
I've no idea who's the Walmart kid or what
the kid who was in Walmart singing yodeling country music.
Is that was his name? Was Mason Crosby too?
I think that is actually his name.
All right, look this up. Do you know this kid, Dow?
No idea what the fuck Connor's talking about.
Mason Crosby.
It was a meme.
Oh, a meme, right? That makes more sense.
Mason Ramsey.
All right, play it anyway.
You see, that's why it doesn't make any sense, Conor.
I think there's someone else.
Clearly, Mason Ramsey, totally different person.
So weird.
I guess you need the visuals, I think, as well, of this little boy just dressed up in a white shirt and jeans and a bow tie. And he's just yodeling in Walmart.
Just an old woman looking at him like, what is going on here? I'm shutting that off.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
So it's not him. It was Mason Crosby, the kicker, not a tiny child who sings in Walmart. Got John the win. Dale, you mentioned Doug Baldwin. Yeah. He got 20 points on the bench.
Wait a second. What's his name? Fuck. Mason Crosby, as we were talking about. You had him, didn't you? You had him for week 5 against when they were playing Detroit, and he got -2 points.
I think so. Yeah, I had Mason,
he
and then I
missed
dropped
like 4
him.
kicks.
Yeah, then I dropped
And then the week after, he got 17 points against San Francisco. It's 19 points difference in a week, so that's just madness.
It's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, he came true. Came true for John this week. Who are you asking me about there?
Just Doug Baldwin. We mentioned 77 yards and he got 2 touchdowns on John's bench. So no good to John, just on his bench. And actually took away from Tyler Lockett. But again, John won, so who cares?
It's Doug fucking Baldwin, to give him his full name.
Yeah, so I feel he's your... it would look like it was going to be Chris Hogan for a while, but Doug Baldwin is your player that gets the heat this season. It's been Big Ben in the past, and I think it's been Big Ben a lot. But it appears to be Doug Baldwin this year.
Well, Doug Baldwin's the one who fucked me the most this year, so yes, it is him.
Yeah. You carry these vendettas with you, which is impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I expected a bit more from him, and when I say a bit more, I expected a lot more from him, because he really did absolutely nothing for the whole season. And it was frustrating, and getting rid of him was the right decision. Yeah, he got a lot of points this week, but that is...
You didn't need him.
The first week that formed. Yeah, and I didn't need him. Fuck him.
Yeah. Conor, anything else of note about this game?
Just, did we mention Shauna having the Falcons on her bench? 21 points. That would have done it for her if she had played them ahead of the Ravens as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So the Falcons defense, yeah. Oh, Shauna.
Big game for the Falcons. Who would it? Matt Ryan on the bench as well?
Yeah. Well, it's against the Cardinals, and they're a really terrible team.
Yeah.
And on that note, Conor, let's move on.
Woo!
All right, Conor. So, and Del, of course. I shouldn't leave you out of the introductions to things, Del. I apologise. That's a sign of a bad host, Conor. Maybe it's time to hang up.
Don't let it happen again, Michael.
Maybe it's time to hang up the microphone. Let Doug have a go. Let him have a run at it.
Nah.
You think he's earned it?
No.
He's put in the hard work.
No, he hasn't.
Okay. But we're gonna just go through, and I teased this on the WhatsApp, and I didn't want to post everything, but we're gonna go through all the head-to-heads, so everyone's record against everyone else. There's one small caveat to all of this, and me and Conor found this out earlier on. These are not 100%. For the most part, they are correct, but a couple of these will be wrong, and I need to go back and check these eventually when I get the time. But bear with me, because there's some interesting stuff in here that we can talk about. The first thing that I want to bring up, Del, and this is about you, is that you and Danny and Shauna and John are the most played games. You've both played each other. It's 14 games between the two. So you against Danny and John against Shauna has been played 14 times. That's the most by I think 14 games is so much in
5
3
years.
or 4.
3 games.
Probably
average about just under 3 a year.
It's with the divisions, but usually only you play someone 2 times a year. But Danny and Del played each other in the playoffs 2 of the first 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I think this year as well or whatever. So it just stacks up all the games that they've so much more than the average amount of games people actually play. But Del,
what's the record?
Your record against Danny is you are down 8-3. No, sorry. No, that's worse. No. Wait, hold on, I'm in the wrong year. Conor, have you got the real score?
4-9 is what's written here.
Yeah.
To Danny.
Oh, no, so it's 9-5 now. So Danny's won 9, you've won 5. So that's your record.
So catching up.
Yeah. So that's your record after last week's game. The other game, Shauna against John, is 6-8 for John. So it's just interesting, those 2 games. So that's where you get the rivalries, Conor. That's where you get the... Well, I guess we didn't give Danny and Del a rivalry, but I guess we should now.
Okay.
Have you got any time for any more rivalries, Del? You seem to you've gained a lot in the last show, the last hour.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been trying to keep notes of them. I have notes on who's my enemies and the list of order in which I need to be pissed off at them. But it's kind of been lost here and all of these notes. Well, I'll find it again.
What else have I got here on this? Okay. Oh, also nobody yet has 10 wins over somebody. So the closest we have is 3 people have 9 wins over somebody else. So I have 9. I'm 9-1 against Rob. Martin is 9-1 against John.
Jesus.
And Danny is 9-5 against Del. So next year potentially we'll have the first team to beat another team 10 times.
A decade.
I'm going to have to meet Danny 5 times then for that to happen next year and win them all 5 times. So
You just need to go undefeated against Danny for the next 3 seasons.
Yeah. John mentioned he was like, I'm going to need a fucking half decade to fucking catch Martin's record or whatever. But if they play each other in the playoffs, obviously that's an extra game. So he can actually do it in about 2 or 3 years. About 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
John's, remember we talked about when we first heard this, the 9-1, and we're like, God, that one win must be like a mythical thing in Cougarland or whatever. Turns out it was year 1. They went 1-1, I think, in year 1, and John has never beaten Martin again.
Gas. Surely in year 1 we had less teams but more matches, did we? Or the same
Everyone
amount of
played
matches?
each other twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in the new way, we only play each other once, and then you play your division twice, and then the other division once. The next thing, and I'm hoping to change this next week, I meant to mention this in the rundown, is that Martin does not have a losing record against anyone. The closest he has is I'm 4-4 with him, and then Rob, I think, is 2-2.
Yeah, and Del is 6-6.
Oh yeah, because you beat him in the last game, so you're 6-6 against Martin as well, though.
I beat him twice in the past 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So that helped.
So if I don't beat Martin next week, which I hope I do, either you or Rob could also have a chance to give him his first losing record against someone. So spicy. We're all coming for Martin too. Oh, so much heat everywhere. Bullets and all.
Well, the higher you go, the further you fall. So 2 championship wins kind of means everybody hates him.
Yeah.
So just get used to it, Martin.
You son of a
Everybody
bitch.
Just successful.
This also refers to you, Del. Other than Martin's 6-6, you have a losing record against every other Luther division.
No doubt about it. Last season was atrocious. Season before that wasn't much better. So, but look, I'm making up for it now because I'm taking the shit seriously.
Yeah, and look at you now.
I told him at the start of the season, I was like, I might even take this seriously this year.
Yeah. Barry also only has 1 losing record against everyone, and that's against Martin, 2-1, and then he has either he's tied or he's beating everyone else. I think you're one of the only people that he's tied with too, though. The Warriors. Yeah, you're 1-1
this week. I would have beat him this week, and I would have beat Danny this week, and nobody else, I don't think. So I just got him on a good week.
Yeah.
Got Danny on a good week, and I would have beat Baz too, but I didn't get the chance. Not till next season. So hopefully I get to meet him next season.
I'm going to put all this stuff up tomorrow when I put the podcast up, so everyone can have a look, and I'm sure people will find the discrepancies and we can fix them or whatever, which would be great. More brain power. So I'm going to put all this up. I also have this little graph of everyone's position, Conor. I don't know, have you something like this?
No.
And this is I just have a graph, and I put this on the WhatsApp group too. So it's everyone's position over the last 4 years. So obviously Barry does nothing till 2016, then he shoots up to second. And then there's a few these ones are interesting, like Rob. So everyone can have a look at this when I post it as well. The interesting thing, and I mentioned about this, is the dichotomy, Conor. We mentioned dichotomy earlier.
Oh, yes.
Of Claire and Richie's team over between season 2015 and 16. Richie went from losing the Marina to second, and Claire went from second to winning the Marina. So in this whole graph, there's just a big X in the middle, just 2 teams.
Like if Jackson Pollock did an X-Men logo.
Yeah. There's also a couple teams like Rob, me, and Martin all have the same kind of trajectory or whatever, and then just branches off real good, middling, bad. And then also, if you look between 2015 and 2016, the Aztecs, the Acers, the Titans, and the millions all stayed in the exact same position. There was no regression or no progression. They were just like, I was third
I'm
this
good,
year,
I'm happy here.
third this year again. It's fine. And obviously Martin did that last year, but otherwise it's all quite up and down.
Yeah.
So again, that's just an interesting thing that, we got towards the end of the year. So I'll post it and we can all have a look and have a great time. Woo! And everyone can do their own analysis and breakdowns and hot takes, Conor. So many hot takes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure statistically I've got the worst record overall because I kind of formed my graph, my line on that graph kind of formed the formation that held the rest of the teams up.
Yeah.
So
yeah, your one is gonna shoot. So. You're gonna shoot straight up now. Like you've been seventh. Oh, hold on. Actually, I have them here. You've been 6th, 9th, 9th, and 10th, and now you're just gonna be like boom up to second. And then we have all the winning percentages as well. I have that somewhere. I can't find it now though. But that's it. I think everyone. We got the show done. We know who's in the Marina Bowl. We know who's in the Drisbowl. We know that I'm going to beat Martin next week. Give him his first losing record.
Hubris.
I'm allowed to hubris.
Oh, we've got our hubris here.
My team is fire. Woo, woo. The sound of the police. Someone called the police because of the arsony job that I did on Martin's ass.
Yeah.
I lit a fire under his ass.
Okay, whatever you're into, like.
That, exactly. Del, before we let you go, there was talk recently about your bin, or your skip, and you fucking the skip. How has that impacted your season thus far?
I'm in the final, yo, so you can work that out for yourselves.
Okay. And how did this love affair with the skip come about?
It's kind of a love-hate affair, really, to be honest. I wanted the skip to come and go on Monday.
Yeah.
And it's fucking still here, and it's just pissing me off now, so we're going to roughly bone it tonight. It's chainmail protection.
Yeah, it's a real Sophie's choice, Conor, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I believe that was Sophie's choice.
Look, if women in fucking Drogheda can marry ghosts, then I can fuck a skip. At least the skips are real, so there you go.
Yeah.
Who's marrying ghosts?
I don't know if it was Drogheda, but I think it was Drogheda. If not, somewhere around there, between there and Dublin. But some woman married the ghost of a pirate. They got divorced recently.
You hate to hear that.
Those marriages never work out.
No.
Those life ones, states of being.
I don't know why it wasn't a null, because they couldn't consummate the relationship because he wasn't real. So but that's one for the lawyers to figure out.
Oh man, not gonna like the alimony he's gonna be paying on that.
Yeah.
Oh, Del, also, we didn't reference the fact you were missing during one of the matchups. That was obviously because you were at the optometrist.
Oh yes.
How did that experience go for you? And would you recommend it?
Yeah, of course. Your eyes are very important. You use them to see. It's one of your major senses. And keeping your eyes in good nick is very important. The reason I had to go to him was because I think I sprained my eyes from looking at a small screen too far away. So he reckons I need a 42-inch HD monitor, so I can't wait for the sales to start.
Did you write you a subscription for a prescription? A prescription for that?
I asked him to, but he refused on the grounds that it wasn't medicine. I was like, this fucking country, man, the health system's fucked. I can't even get 42-inch TVs because my eyes are sore. What kind of country is that to live in? You're right to get out, lads. You were right.
Yeah. It's no Cuba. You should go there. They have socialised healthcare.
Yeah. Healthcare, apparently.
And on that note, it's time to end the show. Del, thank you for coming. You've been a great host. We've been solid guests. I'd give us a 5 out of 6. Wait, what's that? That's alright.
5 watts though.
Octopus.
5 octopi.
Out of 6 lions.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Take that for your rating system.
Yeah.
Oh, she got an Elvis.
Well, I know she got a crocodile in spelling.
But thanks for coming. Join us next week. Well, it'll be a late podcast next week because Christmas Day is Tuesday, isn't it? So we won't get it recorded until like fucking Thursday or whatever, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe
so
Friday.
I'll have to take this opportunity to wish you a happy birthday, Michael.
Oh, thank you very much.
Next time it'll be over.
Yeah, I kind of forget it's my birthday because it's just Christmas, you know.
It's Jesus' birthday. He's more important than Michael.
Yeah, well, not my faith,
Islam?
Judaism.
So Jesus, yeah.
You got to be very careful. You know, if you're putting this up online, there's social justice warriors everywhere. They won't understand that we're having a crack.
I'd just like if we had more listeners, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Any
Controversy.
any publicity is good publicity.
We should generate. We should do like, you know, those songs where like little kids watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that.
And then just
Cut in,
subliminal
just
penises
have,
and stuff.
Just have the opening theme song of the Mocarl play in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And then they get an hour-long podcast.
That's a great idea.
Genius.
All right, okay, and on that note, let's hit the road. Goodbye, everybody. See you all soon.
Bye-bye.
See you all in the final, bitches.